and welcome everybody to the Slugs and Spuds growing plot. This is the 12th vlog I've made. I can't believe it that we've got to the 12th week already. But I'm not sure what I'm showing you this week because I've not done much gardening at all. Apart from preparing bonsais and things, computer work, and I've had a lot to do with Connor's schoolwork. So I've brought all the house plants outside for a little holiday under the canopy. Well, most of them are under the canopy. They wouldn't all fit so that the dogs could get past to come outside. So yeah, this is Saturday now and I don't think I'll be going to the allotment today either. It's very muggy, it's threatening rain, so, and I'm not sure what jobs I want to do up there anyway. I'm in a kind of don't know where to start mood really. I am going to start though giving all these houseplants a watering with baby bio I use. I have been using it sometimes to water the plants outside and things in the greenhouse, but I've just read the bottle actually and it says it's a low nutrient feed, so I don't know why you wouldn't want to give your houseplants a good rich feed. I'm not sure. I'm not really well up on houseplants, to be honest. I usually kill them, but yeah, anyway, I'm going to feed the houseplants and hopefully be able to get some different feed, some tomato feed or something like that, because the cucumbers and tomatoes, they're all going a bit yellowy leaved. Andy's promised to take me to Bent's today, which is a great garden centre. It's not a chain store, it's just a family owned business that started from being a little tiny business, and it's a great place, but I'll not film in there. So I'll just quickly show you the house plants, but I'll do a separate video of what the names are and things like that, because to be honest I can't remember the names of most of them. And there's the bonsais that are prepared and cuttings from the bits that are cut off and things there. My lovely dragons have come out as well. You put those what do you call them, like scented cones that you light inside them, and they breathe smoke out. I absolutely love them. These smell absolutely beautiful as well, these lilies. They're supposed to be tree lilies, but they've not got that tall, probably because they're in that pot there. The amaranthus are doing really good now. That actually it's one of the lettuces I'd harvested from the plot, with the roots as well. You can cut and come again with them, so I thought, well, I brought the whole thing home, so I've just stuck it in a pot. See if it'll come back at all. I've moved the fig to here so it can get the heat from the wall. I did buy another one, so I've got two small figs now as well. So I want to put them in pots here against this wall because they do love a warm wall, but Andy did want it clear along here. It's become not clear anymore. As I broke his rule and I've planted one of the passion flowers here. So yeah, all the cucamelons and things, see my greenhouse is falling to bits again. The cucamelons and that, they've all got strings now. Andy's brought home some more tubs, so really I want to go up to the allotment and kind of use these as, like, fill them with water obviously, so I've got water up there. But even when it's been raining and I don't need it, use them as like a fence, temporarily at least. Maybe cover it so it doesn't look so hideous, but just to stop all those brambles and things along the edge that I cut back last week from encroaching so much. Things are getting yellowy leaves, so they all need a good feed, I think. I've got a lovely pepper on that. What kind of hot banana pepper. I did put some of those ladybirds in here because I had aphids again, only a few, but those ladybirds that I filmed, I did bring just 3 of them in here. And the parasitic wasps have been back because there's some more aphid mummies on these. I can't see the ladybirds. There's probably not enough food for them in here, to be honest. Pinstripe aubergine has got beautiful flowers on it again. Is this one growing or is it just going to drop off? This was when I came back off holiday, or was it just before? Can't remember. It had this huge flower, but it does seem to be going bulbous, so I'm hoping that that is a aubergine developing. Oh, there's one of my ladybirds. There were absolutely tons on that plant in the front garden, but I don't know why they were on that plant because there were no aphids on it, unless of course they've eaten them all. Yeah, I've got so many things need to be planted out, and I need to make decisions because I've not really got... I've got some room at the allotment if I move those onions. I've decided that I'll lift those onions at the allotment and put them in the flower border as a compromise and hope that they'll survive the move, so that I get the best of both worlds if they do survive. So I'll be able to work that bed and hopefully they'll survive the move, and the bees can enjoy it and the seeds can be collected as well. So thank you for commenting on the last vlog, everybody, but the compromise just came to me. I thought I can try moving. Anyway, oh, there's a butterfly stuck in here. Let's help him. Come on, fella. Oh. I don't want to damage his wings, do I? Oh. Oh, the daft thing. Come on. Right, go. Go. Doesn't want to leave. Oh, there you go. I was dreading then that it'd land in the dog's bit and the dog will squash it. Yeah, so anyway, I've got to decide where everything's going. Some things will have to be planted at home, I think. I've got all things outside as well here behind me, having a bit of a soak. I planted the crystal lemon cucumber in this pot just as an emergency because it wasn't looking very well. This is the Paulonia that was near the dog's bit in a smaller tub, but I want it to grow quite big and make a little bit of shade for the seating area there. But its root ball is only to there, so I'm hoping that that will be okay with the space that it's got there. Its tomato plant's looking a bit yellow. It's not got any tomatoes on yet. But I've got flowers on some of them. But they're looking a bit spindly in my eyes. I know other people's look really bushy and what have you. These lilies turned out to be some orange ones, but yellow ones as well. But they've not lasted long because of the rain and the wind that we had during the week, I think. The daylilies are flowering beautifully. They do only last a day, but there are so many buds on it that you have flowers for a long time because it just keeps giving and giving. These cucumbers that are climbing up this frame, they seem to be sulking a little bit. I've had some little cucumbers like these at the bottom. These have gone all yellow and hard, but I've had ones that have actually dropped off as well. Yeah, they seem to be having a bit of a sulk actually, that they've been planted out. Now I've got one here, but I'm not confident that that won't end up dropping off either. This one's definitely having a sulk. It's not grown any since I put it out, really. I'm a bit confused about cucumbers. Some people are saying pull the male flowers off because it can make the fruit taste bitter. But is that with all kinds? I don't know. I'm just going to leave it anyway. And if they turn out bitter, well, hopefully they'll have seeds inside and I can have another go next year instead of buying some more seeds. Yeah. I'm really pleased that these nasturtiums have turned out to be the colour that I wanted with the variegated leaves. I think they're absolutely beautiful. The water lily on this side keeps giving flowers, but They're right at the edge, underneath all this foliage. I think when I put it back in the pond, the big lump of the big root ball, I've put it sideways, maybe, because all the flowers keep coming up at this side. Gorgeous though, aren't they? Look at that. So I'm just prattling on at you this week, aren't I, for this week's vlog. Not really getting much done. I think the emergency thing I need to do is just give everything a really good feed. Yeah, I know you're supposed to feed things like, say, every other week or whatever, but I just forget. And then, say, a month's gone past, or even a couple of months has gone past, and it's no wonder everything goes blooming yellow. Yeah, so that'll be the only proper job besides the bonsais that I've done gardening wise, seeing to everything. I've watered things obviously sometimes, but yeah, I'm in a floundering around mood. I don't know what to do with myself. I want to train this wisteria actually. It would be lovely if I could somehow do it in a big arch towards the house, or an arch over the dog's run or something like that, but I have absolutely no ideas what to do with that. It's grown quite a lot actually this year. It's looking really healthy. And the bamboo, I'm thinking of taking that up because we've only got half the gate showing now, and I might actually try and turn that into a bonsai if it's got a good little trunk on it. See, this is what I mean, just decisions, and when my brain can't be bothered thinking and deciding on things, I just end up on YouTube looking at other people's videos. Or doing something that I feel like doing, do you know what I mean? Okay, so I didn't go to the allotment. We've had a thunderstorm, but I did go to Bent's garden centre, and I got this liquid feed. Now, I was a bit of a cheapskate and just chose the cheapest. I think this was £3.99, I think it was, but the others were all like £6 or £7, which I didn't want to pay for, because normally I do make my own out of comfrey or nettle. But I thought this is better than nothing. Yeah, you don't even dilute this, you just water your plants first and then pour a capful or two at the base of your plant, so at least it's easy to use anyway. Did pick up some vermiculite to use on my bonsai stuff. A couple of house plants. I don't know if that's a house plant or not. It was outside, but like in the greenhouse area, the covered area indoors, but I'm sure I've seen it in the houseplant section before, that one, and that one was reduced, so probably because it's got a hole. I bought 2 little banana plants. I was tempted to get a third, but I thought, stop going overboard. I've not gone that overboard that I've got all these. I've moved these out. These were sticking out from underneath the canopy and they were getting drowned actually, especially the ones in the pots. I had to tip a lot of water out. What else did I get? Just this house plant as well, a calanchoe. I just thought that orange looks absolutely lovely, so I got that as well. So I'm going to go and feed the plants. On the back, all the tomatoes and the cucumbers and the melons and what have you. Right, so there's actually none left. I don't know if that's a false economy. getting the cheap one, but at least everything's had some for now. Try not to leave things drowning. Lovely and sunny today. It's supposed to be raining in a bit though. On closer inspection in my greenhouse, the melons, I've got little tiny melons on, but I'm a bit worried that the plant itself is way too small to be developing melons. I have given them a feed and now maybe they'll be okay, so fingers crossed. But yeah, I did hand pollinate actually this little one here, and there's one and this one over here there. I did hand pollinate those two. I was a bit worried that there weren't enough pollinators coming in the greenhouse, but actually there's loads of hoverflies in here now. And there's that little one there, but the flower's only just shriveled on it, so I don't know if that's going to be a developing one or not. I don't know if those are developing ones. I'm expecting, to be honest, they'll just drop off. And my beans as well are getting the flowers on, the runner beans. I was thinking it was, when I glanced through the kitchen window, I was thinking it's these elusive just bending over, but on closer inspection, they are my bean flowers. So that's good. What's not good is I found a dead hedgehog under there. Looks like he's died during the winter, and I've just not seen him all this time because all this orange crocosmia was like over it. Yeah, so he's probably died of old age or not enough food. I've always wanted a hedgehog in my garden, and all I get is I find a dead one. I don't know how he's got in actually, because my fence, because I used to have pet rabbits running around the back garden loose, there's mesh all the way around the bottom of the fence, and the gap under the back gate is only small. Well, I suppose he could have squeezed under. I've decided that I will though today pot some stuff on, like the licorice plants and things like that. Anything that I can get planted out at home, I'm going to plant out. Maybe the marrows, maybe I'll find a place for them at home and they can trail somewhere. I've got a little bit of room at the allotment, but not much there either, so yeah, I think that's what I've decided, to plant as much as I can here at home, and when I'm absolutely desperate, just see what I can get up to the allotment. But really I need Andy to take me with the long trailing plants, because they're just snapping my rucksack if I try to take them on my bike. I'm going to try and just pull out some of this watercress and just literally throw it in the pond. Try and shake the soil off. Yeah, I'm just going to throw it in. Bit of an experiment really. There you go, so see how that goes. I'm just thinking on that the only really good place I've got to plant all those marrows and everything is here. I know it's a bit mean on the chickens to make them stay in, but most of the time they only come out when I come out anyway. When I look through the window, they're inside the coop. So I might just plant them there and leave them in for a while. There's only the 3 of them now because the cockerels are gone. There's even still one I'm not sure about. Could be a cockerel, I'm not sure, but he's not making any noise if it is. But the other 3, yeah. So I think that's my plan really. So it's a good sized area and I can just plant things and let them trail. Dinner first though. I've got another butterfly stuck in here now. Different kind. Come on, fella. Well, I'm all out of compost. It doesn't seem to stretch far, but I'm probably expecting too much out of it. So I've managed to repot most of the loofahs. I've put 2 in the greenhouse. I've put 3 round this corner here against a wall and see if the warm wall helps any. And I've got 1 left over that I'm going to plant near the chickens on the fence at the back. I've replanted probably about half of the licorice. Else? Oh, and the bananas and the dwarf pomegranates. And that's all I've been able to do with that bag of compost. Just a quick little note on my research for about bonsais. There was some advice that said it was to create a thick root ball for the bonsai, so it's got lots of little roots rather than in a pot where the roots go round and round. And they said put like sharp little stones in, like, you know, like grit, sharp grit, and it'll cause the roots to split and make more little roots, you know, to take up more nutrients and water. So that was one little point that might be worth bearing in mind for plants that are in pots. They also use, you know, like pond plant pots where they've got holes in. That also encourages them to split the roots, but with bonsais obviously you trim them off and then they grow more inside. So that's just a quick little snippet of something I found out. The other thing I found out was that you can use a certain type of cat litter that retains moisture, and it's called, well, the material in the cat litter is molar clay, M-O-L-E-R clay. I think a brand that does that is Sanicat, and there's another one, but yeah, so that's something else that you could put in your soil mixtures maybe. For bonsai you want the soil open and have moisture retention and things like that, but that as well might be worth noting when you use compost. because this peat free compost, a lot of people are complaining that it dries out really quick. So maybe you could add things like vermiculite and the molar clay and things like that. So I just thought I'd mention that anyway. So it looks like it stopped raining anyway. Every time it's stopped and I've gone round there to plant things out near the chickens, the squashes and the marrows and things, it started raining again. So hopefully it'll hold off and I can get on with it now. Told you it'd start flipping raining again. It's just starting again now. We're glad to see this mesh thing gone anyway. Sorry chickens, just stay in for a while. I'll get myself in a pickle there. Okay, here I'm planting 2 of the marrow piccolo. I'm going to take 1 to the allotment. I've got a squash, Marina di Chiaga or something like that, and the F1, something beginning with J. I've got 2 of them. Unfortunately, the other ones have all got mixed up, so I'm going to take some of them to the allotment and it'll just be a surprise what they are. I've got this loofah to put here and a larger one that's soaking in some water over there. I'll bring that over here when it's had a bit of a soak as well. So that's what I'm putting over here. I'll get on with it. Actually, I'll put the loofah in first because I'll have to go to the back. So there you go. I did just put one more random one, another squash or something behind there. So looks a bit better anyway as well, because I did tidy up the gravel as well. I've still got all these to sort out, but some of it will have to go to the allotment. So that's it for this week's vlog. As always, thank you for watching. I'm sorry that there hasn't been any allotment footage this week. We're hoping to get up. Well, I'm hoping to get up this week. I don't think Connor's so keen. Hoping to get up this week, but there's rain forecast for all week again, so whether we'll get a chance to just nip up there and do a couple of jobs, I don't know. Apologies as well for just being preoccupied with my bonsai plans and things like that. I tend to have an obsessive nature where I have an idea and run with it and I'll do it to death, where there's no time for doing anything else, and then I'll exhaust myself or come up against a problem that, you know, needs some more time to think, and then that'll be put to one side. But anyway, yeah, apologies, and I hope you've still enjoyed watching this video, and if you have, please consider liking and subscribing, and those that have subscribed already, as always, thank you very much. I really do appreciate your support. See you next week.